Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Football Showdown. I gotta get into this. Man United are a disappointment. They're a mess. They're embarrassing. They're every other synonym to go along with those words. Because you're supposed to be the biggest club in the world, right? Or in England, sorry, right? And one of the biggest clubs in the world. And you're at home, where people used to once fear playing at. And now here you are, playing park the bus, counter-attacking football. Sir Alex Ferguson, I know, is rolling over, watching this game, like, oh my God, how is this what I once built? This is the house I built, and you just burned it down to the ground by playing counter-attacking football at home against Spurs. I get it. I love Big Ange. You know that he's going to come out and play free-flowing football, and your answer is just to, oh, well, we're going to sit back, give a half-hearted press, and just hit the ball along to Rashford and Garnacho. Hopefully something happens. Which it did. Got him 2 goals. Got him a point. That's cool. That's cool. But that's not a good manager. That's not what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. That's not how you play. You play more like a Postecoglou, where you're like, hey, this is our style of football. We're going attacking. We're going to go out and win this game because I bet on myself and my team that we're better than everyone else. That's what he does. Ten Gag played a good brand of football over at Ajax. Comes here, I can't play this style of football because my players aren't good enough. But yeah, you spent 500 million to get the players that you want from the Eredivisie. And yet you wonder why these players aren't good enough. And you have no style of football other than, well, let's get 10 guys behind the ball, hit the ball along the Rashford, and let's hope for the best. Because if you watch that game and you said, man, this is a good game plan, you're crazy. And the announcers are over here backing him with this nonsense. Like, hey, people are always wondering why United aren't getting good results. Because they're too prideful to be playing counter-attacking football against lower-ranking teams. But this is how they should be playing. Are you kidding me? I wish Jurgen Klopp would ever have played counter-attacking football against Crystal Palace because that's where we were. Because we just don't have the players. Any other team, and they would just park the bus like that, commentators would be going in on them. They'd be like, oh, this is disgraceful. This is disgusting. But because it's Man United, oh, well, this is just how they have to play right now. Your squad is worth at minimum, it's like 600-700 mil. That's what your squad is worth. And you mean to tell me that you have to play counter-attacking football? That you can't go out there and have a style of play that's positive and attacking? You spent 400-500 mil with just 10 gag. And you have to play counter-attacking football? If I'm Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I'm looking at this guy. I'm not going to sack him during the season because I'm like, hey, just do what you got to do in the season, unless it gets too bad. But you're going at the end of this season because I need to assess how things are going. Not just with you, but around the club and around the players. But at that end of season meeting, I'm going to pull 10 gag in. And when they finish around probably anywhere from 6th to 9th, and I'm like, so why should I give you 200 million to 250 million pounds when I seen you with 400 to 500 million pounds with the Glazers and not do anything? Why should I give you more money when I see managers like Big Ange Postecoglou, who lost their best player in Spurs history, go out there and play a great style of football, compete for the league title at one point, and are in a top 4 push now? I see Xabi Alonso, who has nowhere near the budget of a Premier League team, challenging Bayern in his first full season at Bayer Leverkusen. I see a manager like Roberto De Zerbi come in halfway through a season and play a great brand of football, gets brought into their first ever European competition. Then I see him in the summer lose his best players and have to deal with 20, 21, and 19-year-olds and get them into a European place again. And yet I'm supposed to be over here be like, oh, well, Tengag, you know, you just don't have the right players to play your brand of football. Even though you said you will never play Ajax ball here, I should just keep you, right? Because you're proving why you're good enough. Get out of here. I'm sacking him that instant. As soon as I bring him in, if I'm Ratcliffe and I bring him into my office, I'm saying thank you for your time, but you gotta go. Because you aren't good enough. You clearly aren't good enough. I don't need any more time to see that you're not good enough. I don't care that you want to care about Cup. Name me the teams you beat on the road to the final. Tell me the teams that you beat. And I will look at those teams and say, wow, you did what you should have. You did what you should have. You finished third, I'm going to look at the Premier League table and be like, wow, where were the other teams? Oh, Spurs sucked, Chelsea sucked, Liverpool sucked. Okay, next. West Ham were also terrible because they were just focusing on the Conference League, sorry. So I'm getting them out of here. I'm saying, look, this is terrible. No brand of football, no results, and knocked out of Europe entirely with a group of Galatasaray, Copenhagen, and Bayern. And yet, I'm supposed to keep this guy. I'm supposed to believe, oh, counter-attacking football is a style that a squad that's worth $600-700 million is supposed to be playing. It's ridiculous. That's absurd that the commentators are even throwing that idea out there. That Tengag is okay with playing counter-attacking football. When you see everyone else able to play free-flowing football. But yet, I'm supposed to accept David Moyes' West Ham football from Man United because, well, they just don't have the players. Jadon Sancho, a guy who's been banned from playing for Man United because Tengag's ego is too big for his own bald head, over here got an assist in his first appearance for Borussia Dortmund, who have been struggling. And yet he comes in, walks in without playing football in months, and goes off and gets an assist. Where was that at United? Why couldn't you get him to do that for you? But because your ego's so big, you refuse to. Why did I have to see Johnny Evans and Victor Lindelof or Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire when you have Rafael Varane on the bench? It makes no sense. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one, but the next one will be after the Supercopa final with Real Madrid Barca. I'll see you guys in the next one.